I was not planning on doing any kind of review video this soon. I'd like to focus on my passion for making guides for all the grinding on the multiplayer side, but I really want to open a discussion about Special Ops and see what other people are thinking, because I'm not seeing too much talk about it right now. Maybe most people dove right into the campaign and the multiplayer first, but man, what is the deal with Spec Ops? Am I crazy? Am I the only one who completely failed to do or enjoy much of anything? Which is sad and also hilarious to hear coming out of my mouth. I need to cut to one of the times I was saying I was most excited for co-op and Spec Ops, and then cut back here with some curb music. Thankfully, I'd say the rest of the game doesn't seem like a disaster. Maybe it depends on who you ask, but the campaign is very cool so far. I hear people generally say short but great, and the multiplayer is roughly what I expected after the beta, with a lot of weapon grind. But co-op seems like such a mess beyond the level I thought possible. I'd love to hear your feedback as well on this, because I really feel like I must be crazy, I must be wrong. First of all, the missions. I was expecting a cool new take on the type of thing we saw in Modern Warfare 2 and 3. They even said, earn 3 stars, beat the Infinity Ward best time. Where is that? There's one classic mission, Safeguard, and we literally couldn't beat it. It was rough at first, we got bodied one time, but on our second try we knew to stick to the roof with the snipers that we found, and we got through it, and at the end there was an exfil helicopter that we could not get in. We were all next to it, under it, we tried fending off the infinite enemies for a while, we tried sniping the people manning the mortars. Eventually, we just died after 20 minutes with nothing to show for our efforts. I heard tons of people also had this problem, but I have been told by one person in my comments they were able to win. They got a mission complete screen, flew off, and that was it. They didn't even unlock another mission. I assumed you had to beat it to unlock more. Nope. Safeguard is apparently the only mission right now. I could try to compare this to the first mission in Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops after the pit, the sub-base Barrett mission. It plays a little similarly with the people driving in, but this feels like a downgrade in just about every single way, and not just because of nostalgia glasses. Where are the difficulty levels? Why can I not choose to have a chill or a challenging experience? At least start us off with an easier mission and let it get harder as we go. Let me get my footing first and feel like I did something. Oh wait, I forgot, there's only one mission. And I get that they've taken a much more realistic military type of theme with this whole game, but I'd really welcome some arcadey aspects back in these missions, as in, I miss Ghost telling me how many enemies are left, and also having that information on screen. I miss knowing how many waves of enemies there are going to be, but you know nothing going into this. It seems like you have to endure 3 grueling waves of enemies and random mortar spam and grenade spam. It goes pretty slow, there's no sight of the end, and then finally the exfil helicopter is here, and it doesn't even work. Most of the time? Question mark? I have yet to watch a video of someone winning. It's only been described to me by one person. With many bugs, I understand how they can slip by. Some things are very hard to catch, or some graphical errors are hard to iron out, especially on PC, everyone's got a different system. But how on earth is there a game-breaking bug that prevents you from beating the very first mission? I don't understand. There have to be more missions. How the hell is there only one? That can't be true. If there were a full set of missions, and maybe there were some difficulty options, or the difficulty ramped up as we got deeper into it, I could get more on board with the missions. But right now, it seems like there's literally no content here. It's one broken mission with no 3 stars in sight. Then there's operations. We have 4 operations. These are meant to be the big thing, the focus of the mode. And man, are they something else. They are sometimes very unclear in telling you where to go. I'm sure I'm missing something. Like, here we picked up the doctor and it said, go to the LZ. Where the hell is the LZ? Maybe the airport, I thought, and we wandered around forever until a teammate said, come here to the pool. The LZ was the pool, inside a building. I kind of expected the LZ to be outside. My bad. I don't know if I was missing something. I know hitting tab brings up your objective in the campaign, but it brings up the scoreboard in this mode. I also hit M to check the map. Nothing was marked. So I don't know if I was missing the indication or it was just bugged. But even if I did miss something, you can understand the confusion when every other objective is typically marked on the map for you. And another time I hopped into an operation, it just put me in a dead lobby where there was no objective seemingly, just some dude wandering around the map. Everyone left, and then I was alone to wander around. I saw some more people spawn in, and then they left as well, realizing there was nothing to do. When the game is actually working, my biggest issue is how the enemies spawn erratically around you, non-stop from the places you already cleared just 1 minute ago. I feel in control for a while, pushing up, and then suddenly everyone's swarming around you. Maybe that's realistic for them to be surrounding you all the time, but I do not like people spawning behind you as a game design element. I like being able to push up and progress through an area. That's what made my Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops playthrough fun. I got a bit further each time, I learned a bit more. This feels like such a mess, and ammo often turns into a huge problem where we sometimes end up just sitting there with nothing to deal with the 3 juggernauts mowing you down that have a stupid amount of health. They eat up what I assume are 50 cal rounds from that mounted turret like nothing. Oh, and here's a foul with 15 bullets. Oh boy, that doesn't help. And if you do get overwhelmed, there are no checkpoints, so you could easily lose half an hour of progress. I guess I've just gotta get good and learn more about these things. Like, I'm willing to accept that this is meant as a difficult group activity, and I just don't have the strats or the right loadout. I'm sure there are some people enjoying these things, but why are there no difficulty settings for the people who want that challenge and the people who don't? Personally, I prefer to get my challenge coming from real people in multiplayer, and campaigns on the hardest difficulty can be fun, but I usually go to PvE to relax, and you can't do that here. Sometimes the objectives seem ridiculous, like guarding a box out in the open, where without armor you die really quickly. Maybe the worst part for me is that okay, I could invest the time to develop some strategies and some classes to help deal with juggernauts and whatever, try a stealthy approach maybe, but you know I'm all about the grind, and there is no incentive to do that, to play Spec Ops. The XP rates are poor, the weapon XP rates are trash compared to multiplayer. I know it's partially my fault for hyping it up to myself, like I thought there'd be more to do in the mode, more of a tie-in with the overall grind, maybe it would have its own set of challenges, it could have its own dailies, or a meaningful component in the camo grind, or be a reasonable way to level up weapons. They really spent a lot of time talking up the cross progression, something to make it replayable, earning points and upgrading yourself. And all of that just flopped. Nothing here feels worthwhile. Not only is it missing all of that, I thought bare minimum, based on what they were saying, that we'd have missions that'll be like Modern Warfare 2 or 3 Spec Ops. Nope, not even that. One broken mission. How is that even possible? They said missions, plural, being available at launch many times. Progression-wise, I'm sure they were afraid to make the weapon leveling too good in Spec Ops. Could be bad if someone were to find a cheesy camping spot to farm XP, and especially with survival mode, which I hear is not any more fun by the way, being exclusive, I agree that they can't make it too good. But multiplayer just overpowers all of Spec Ops by so much that I feel no reason to play Spec Ops, which sucks. I really wanted a fun PvE component to the grind. Maybe I'll go back and beat those operations once, someday. Maybe I'm missing the point and it would be fun with a full squad to go in there with the stealth approach. I haven't tried that yet, but will I ever play them again after that? It unfortunately seems like a very poorly polished mode. Most of the objectives are pretty basic. Go to a box here and copy some files, take this person over here. I know the plane sequence looks cool, but I never got there. I really hate saying this, but right now this feels like sloppy seconds of what was planned as a Battle Royale map, repurposed into this, and also a Ground War map, and it'll probably still be used for Battle Royale at some point in the future. And honestly, I bet that'll be a lot more fun than this, even though I wasn't hyped for another BR, and I was hyped for this. And I haven't even been talking about the crappy textures and some of the grassy fields, plenty of weird flickering issues, your screen can tilt to the side after reviving someone. These are things I've ran into in only the first 2 hours of playing, in addition to the several times that we seemed to not have an indication of where to go. I don't want to ramble on for too long, but I guess I'm feeling severely underwhelmed by Spec Ops, and I genuinely want to hear what all of you guys think about it if you've tried it, because I'm in disbelief. This has been the most confusing, messy experience I've ever had with a COD launch. Of course, thankfully, Spec Ops is not the entire game. As I said in the beginning, loving the campaign so far, and in multiplayer, I've surprisingly had a lot of fun in Cyber Attack. I played those 5 games of Cyber Attack to test the XP and loved every single one. I feel like I can make a tactical play, and it actually works, and I like the strategy of maneuvering to revive your team. The fact that you're not completely out of it when you're down is cool, but thankfully there's no random respawning, so you generally know the direction the enemies are going to be. Maybe that's why I love it. You don't have to deal with the spawns in this game if you don't play a respawn mode. I've never gravitated towards the limited respawn modes before. I don't know what's different this time, but I loved my time in Cyber Attack. Ground War is my second favorite thing. I think that'll be the spot for most of the grinding. Meanwhile, I only occasionally have a good time in the regular modes. Some combination of the maps and the spawns, like the spawn trap on that bridge map is just dumb if you end up on the bad team. When's that Shipment remake coming? Now that's a bad map, at least I know I'll have fun on. Yeah, I don't know what happened with Spec Ops. The marketing was very good. The clips and trailers did a great job at making it look fun to me, like it was a huge upgraded version of the Spec Ops of old. But so far, it falls very short. I guess that's part of my job, though, to get the game and warn you about these things. Maybe if they fix the bug in the Safeguard mission and fix the bug where there's only one mission, it'll get closer to what I was expecting. Like, I know they said they'd be adding more each season, but I expected launching with 20 plus and adding 1 or 2 more each season, not launching with 1. Then a great step 2 would be difficulty settings, and then a step 3 would be adding some form of challenges or dailies, or I guess that Battle Pass tie-in in November, some sort of clan activities would make it interesting, show me the 3 stars and the Infinity Ward best time they promised. But for now, it's pretty darn broken, and there's nothing to earn, so I guess I'll be putting that off. Well, alright, I'd love to hear what you think about Special Ops. Back to multiplayer stuff for me. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.